Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning coffee chatter with Apryl. I am your host Apryl for today, and in my cup is cinnamon coffee with some type of creamer. I'm not sure what kind it is, but it's really good. So go grab yourself a cup of coffee, come on back. We're going to do a March recap talk, and today the theme is overwhelm. So if you need some tips or tricks or want to just hear my story of overwhelm, go ahead, stick around. March was a very, very overwhelming month for myself. I felt like I was overwhelmed constantly every single day. It was so crazy, so much happened. We got ducks, so I was learning how to raise ducks. I've never had ducks before, so I was overwhelmed with gathering information to make sure that I'm taking care of them properly, make sure that they're eating properly, make sure I don't give them this or give them that or make them sick and they can get this disease, they can get that. Like, it was so overwhelming to try to learn all that to make sure that I was taking care of the ducks the best of my ability. So that's been overwhelming this month. We got an invisible fence put in for my dogs because they kept on chewing through the chicken wire, and then we have wooden lattice. They chewed through the chicken wire and the lattice and got out and ran my neighborhood. And thank God, the 2 times that they did this year so far, they did it before in the past, but this year they did it twice. So thank God that they didn't get hit by a car or stolen. We have a known dog ring. If you're not familiar with what a dog ring is, it's where they steal dogs from people's yards, take them to as bait to make their dogs fight, and then if their dog wins in a fight, then they get money or whatever they get, I don't know, but it's called a dog ring, and they take their dogs there to fight and win things. I don't know, it's illegal, but it's there. And last summer in my neighborhood, 13 little dogs went missing, never to be seen again. So that scares me. And then, because I have a little dog, Snoopy, and then my 2 bigger girls are American Bulldogs, and it just scares the living shit out of me that they'll get stolen. So we installed the invisible fence. That was very hard on me, and everybody thinks it's silly, but it was a big deal for me. Like, watching them get zapped, and like, you don't ever want to watch anybody get hurt and a dog get hurt, so it was hard for me. They're still getting zapped, probably because of me, because I took their collar off at night, but they were still allowed to go outside at night. So at night they weren't having any boundaries or any consequences, but during the day they were. So they're getting miscommunication. So I left them on, I left the collars on at night now and during the day. So hopefully they will get accustomed to their new boundaries and the zapping will be limited. But I know now that they're safe and I don't have to worry about them. So I was very overwhelmed with that. Then at work, I witnessed our work dog Skip get hit by a car in our parking lot. It's a parking lot, but there's like a main like highway or a main road that runs right beside our parking lot. So a girl was on the phone driving through flying through our parking lot to get to that road because she didn't want to take the extra 2 seconds to go out around the block. So she flew through our parking lot and hit our puppy Skip. So he's fine, he's okay, he's back to playing, eating, drinking, he's fine. But it was very traumatic to watch that, and she wasn't gonna stop until my boss threw his phone at her car, and then she stopped because she heard something hit her car. Not the dog, but the cell phone. So he comes to her window and she's like, "Did you throw something at my car?" And he's like, "Yeah, you hit my dog." And she was like, "I didn't see no dog. There's no dog, but you hit my car." Wouldn't give any information about herself. Wouldn't give her car insurance if we had to take him to the vet. You know, nothing. Just went away. So we both were not in our right frame of mind because we just witnessed the dog get hit. So we didn't take like her license plate, we didn't take a picture, like that was like, my concern was the dog. So I was consoling Skip and holding him and making, like, rubbing his hip, making sure it was okay, it wasn't broken, getting him back into the into our building. And then I was a mess the whole morning. I couldn't focus on work. I couldn't think. I cried literally till 1 p.m. This happened at a little before 9. So I was very overwhelmed with that. Thank God he's okay though. But what blows my mind is this lady never called my work that day. Not one time, or the day after, to see if she killed him, to see if he had to go to the vet, if he needed surgery, nothing. This lady didn't even call to check up to make sure he was okay. She hit a dog. She was told she hit a dog. And she never called to even see if he was okay. I would be dying inside if I hit somebody's dog. Dying. I was dying when Skip was hit. She didn't even call. That blows my mind that she didn't even call for an update. Crazy. Like, nobody in this, like, nobody has compassion anymore. Nobody has empathy anymore. No one gives a fuck anymore. And that's sad that we live in a world that no one gives a fuck no more about anybody, about anybody's property, about anybody's belongings, about anybody's feelings, about anybody. We just don't care no more. Why do we not care no more? That's alarming. It's very alarming. So yeah, that is just the tip of the iceberg of my overwhelm of March. So now I'm going to give you, oh, and then my mother's sister, which I guess would be my aunt, yeah, she's my aunt, went missing. I guess she ran away to New York with a boyfriend or a friend that she met online. I don't know the whole story, so I'm not going to speak on it too much. So that was like a thing, that she went missing. I don't know if she came back or if she wants to come back. Maybe she doesn't want to come back. I don't know. So there's that. That happened this month. Yeah, so let's give you some tips on overwhelm, shall we? Okay, so you're probably wondering, why are you driving and having coffee talk with us? And it's because this is the only time I have to film it. So you're just gonna hang out with me in the truck while we drive to work. And yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyhow, moving on. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, we're going to learn about the thing called the stop, technique. So the stop technique is when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're going to first stop, pause what you're doing. So that's the S part of stop. We're going to stop, pause what you're doing. That's the first thing. The T of stop is take a slow, deep breath. Take a slow, deep breath. The O is you're going to observe your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. Okay, so you're going to observe what you're thinking, how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. I like to take that time to journal out what I'm feeling. Why am I overwhelmed? What's happening? And then P for stop is process with the one thing focus. So you want to focus on just the one of the things that is overwhelming you. So one of your feelings, one of your emotions, just breathe through it, stop, pause, breathe, observe, and then process that. So that is the stop technique. When you're feeling a little overwhelmed, we're gonna pull out that stop technique. We're gonna stop and pause what we're doing. We're going to take a slow, deep breath. We're gonna observe how we're feeling, what's going on in our body, and then we're gonna process it out. I like to journal. Some people just like to talk it out. Just talk to yourself. That's a good way. And then we're going to move forward, or make a plan to move forward, to feel less overwhelmed about that subject. Alright, so when you're overwhelmed, you're going to practice the stop technique, and that is S-T-O-P. S means stop, pause what you're doing. T means take a slow, deep breath. O means observe yourself, your thoughts, your feelings. And P means process one thing at a time and make a plan. So, there's your stop technique that you can practice while you are overwhelmed. And yeah, let's get back to why my March was so overwhelming. So March, Anthony and I were both sick. So we were struggling with sickness March. So that was a little overwhelming with missing work and having to reschedule visits and all that. So we were both sick also. So that was great. Alright, so let's continue this talk about March. I have my Easter coffee cup, probably because you're not going to see this till Easter. A little late, I know. So let's wrap this vlog up, this coffee with Apryl, with a list of things that you could do for overwhelm. Alright, so we're going to do tips to manage overwhelm. Number 1, take frequent breaks. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, take a few breaks. Number 2, get outside for some fresh air. Number 3, prioritize tasks by importance. Number 4, adopt a positive morning routine. Oh, I need to do that. Number 5, lean on your support system. Number 6, quiet your mind. Number 7, unplug and take time away from the screen. We all need that a little bit more. Number 8, be sure to get enough rest. Number 9, practice self-care consistently. That is something I struggle with a lot that I need to get a little bit better with. And number 10, always pencil in time off. So, having days off and trying to keep those days off as your days off is something that I struggle with a lot. I use my days off to get all my cleaning done, get all my laundry done, catch up on like things in the house, do outside chores, go grocery shopping. So I never take my days off as actually days off to do what I want to do or things that I'm passionate about. I always use them to catch up on everything. And I need to be more mindful and put into practice ways to keep my days off that I can just enjoy myself, let loose, unwind, have a little fun, instead of trying to catch up on all the adult activities that I need to get done. So that's what I need to focus more on. So yes, my March was very overwhelming. I hope that you had a better March, and let's hope that April is a lot better. I love you guys today. Have a great day.